Welcome back, Bravehearts, and I'm here with Shalou, and we're in Barrie, Ontario, and we're at Shalou's clinic, and your clinic name is?
Lotus Life Health.
And if you want to check that out, because she doesn't only do Wolf non-surgical, Perfect Day Consultations, she also does the Cell Sonic, which is behind me, which is 25,000 volt energy medicine device, the most powerful on the planet. And she also has what's called cardio med bed, which will bring back, completely bring back your circulation. You know, I talked to a lady yesterday who just got a heart stent put in, and believe it or not, and now she's having spasms in her throat. And guess what? She had a 90% blockage. Well, we've had people go on the cardio med bed and that have had up to 93% blockage, calcified valves in the heart. And when you put them on the Perfect Day diet, the Docofdetox nutraceuticals and the cardio med bed, guess what? 35 to 37 hours and you've got a reversal of the heart condition, no longer blocked, and you have a complete set of new arteries. Understand something, everyone. I first want you to understand this. Challenge yourself first and foremost to every belief that you've ever been told, because most of them are lies. People will actually lie to you not because they're liars, but there is a small group of people that control the whole planet, and they do all the schooling. You know, in North America, the Rockefellers, every book that goes into any government-approved school, isn't that lovely? They get to rewrite and water down and twist. Okay, and I just want to say this, and please don't take this wrong, but every book that's ever been written has been twisted by them. Every book that's ever been written. Let that sink in. Okay, so the reality is what you believe to be true isn't true. And even the science of today is a lie tomorrow. And the only true science is nature, and it never changes. And I'm going to tell you that right now, and I'm dedicated to the truth. So if I happen to tell you a lie, then I want you to tell me, because that means that I've been programmed to tell it, because I would never do it. I will never do it to gain your trust. I will never lie to you, and I will never do it to try to get money out of you either. And you can test me on that. You can challenge me on that, but you better challenge yourself first. Okay? I want to talk about something here today before we get started here. What day is this for the advanced water fast?
It's day 6.
I got to tell you something. We have over 10,000 people doing the water fast. I know that.
Amazing.
And it's amazing. And we do these every 6 weeks, okay, just so you know that. And if you have not gotten my 6-day advanced water fasting guide, you're going to want to get it, because it's loaded with information. Even if you don't want to fast, how would you like to understand yourself, your body much better? Okay, you can go to my library and get it, or you can just join our email list and we'll send it out to you. We're not going to pitch you, try to promote you, market you, all that stuff. Okay, as you can tell, you know, I've got, you know, a lot of people already following us. A lot of people already doing this because they believe in nature and they believe in the healing of their own body. So go figure. Isn't that something? Isn't it something that 120 years ago, people actually believed in healing? They had gardens in their backyard. They believed in herbal medicine. Now we're the alternative. We're not the alternative. We are the only way. We are the BraveHeart way, and that is where you take massive personal action to become the light for your family. That's right. You're going to have to stand in your power and understand, if you want to have the life that you deserve, you're going to have to demand it. And you're going to have to understand that the majority of the population will always be coming up against you, because it's so easy to program the herd to go to the butchers. And I mean that. There's no other lighter way to say it. And if you have questions on Facebook, Shalou here is going to get your questions if you have any. She'll be watching for them. I want to talk about 2 topics here. Remember when I was talking about the lady who got a heart stent? Okay, well, she had a 90% block, and now she's got the heart stent. Now she has spasms in her esophagus. Her whole neck is all frozen now. What do you think? You can take a knife into someone and the cells aren't going to freak out? Do you think that's it? And understand something. The reality is we have been programmed, dumbed down to believe that we don't have the power to heal ourselves. And where's God? Well, God's on holiday, I guess, eh? No, we have everything we need. Everything is curable. Everything is curable. But are you curable here? Because belief systems are the most important thing to have on this earth, because your subconscious actually runs you from the moment you rise until you close your eyes. Now, I've been getting tons of emails, textings, calls, and you know what it's about? I've got cancer. Can I do an advanced water fast? And cancer is just stage 4 inflammation, guys. Don't call it cancer if you can help it. Don't say cancer anymore, because the C in cancer stands for corruption, contamination, and conflict. And that's what they've done to us. And they've made you believe that cancer is a death sentence. So let's call it stage 4 inflammation around people and to ourselves, because now we know that we can take massive personal action and change our lives. Wouldn't that be cool? It's true. It's not a lie. Now, here's the reality. A person that has stage 1, 2, 3, 4 inflammation, all the way to 4, can go on an advanced water fast. So we've been talking about this a lot, and it's been the main thing of topic, because a lot of people are starting to get this around the world. And this is the deal. If you, understand, you can do an advanced water fast, and we know how to trick the body. We can even use C60 if you hold it, C60, which is 270 times stronger in vitamin C. If you hold that underneath your tongue and you hold it long enough, you can make it into water, because the enzymes in the mouth will digest it. You don't turn on your digestive tract. I know I'm right. So just know that. Okay, when people were just doing advanced water fast, just doing water fasts, what happens? Headaches, vomiting, aches and pains all over, fatigue, anger, all kinds of stuff coming up. And the reality is you got to understand, 120 years ago, or even 50 years ago, we didn't have the food industries intentionally trying to kill us. Okay, just do this. Do your homework. All food corporations, major ones, are owned by the tobacco industry now. And the tobacco industry is owned by Big Pharma. And no, there's no plot going on here. It's just me, okay? The reality is that when people go to do an advanced water fast, when they go to do a water fast now, they unleash too much. When their organs are already tired, they have chronic fatigue, they can't dump the poisons, they've already got a cork up their butt, their liver's already clogged, years and years of congestion in there. So the reality is you've got to use nutraceuticals to bring in the energy to help to emulsify and break down the toxins efficiently and lock them down. You know, I hear everybody talking about this. Oh, diatomaceous earth, zeolite, okay? Let me see, diatomaceous earth, zeolite, and charcoal. And they try to compare it to humic fulvic. Nothing compares to humic fulvic. Let me get that off the table right now. And we have a product called Black Diamond. And Black Diamond, you can take that during an advanced water fast, and it'll absorb more acidity, which causes all inflammation problems, more heavy metals, more parasites, more fungus, okay, and more chemicals than any other known product on the planet. Zeolite can't touch it, and when it does suck it up, it'll suck up 300 to 600% of its weight. When it does suck it up, it locks it down, so you don't have to experience any symptoms on the way out of your body. And this is why we tell everyone, if you did daily cleansing tea, if you did Black Diamond, and you did Black Gold will go in and do the same thing from your mouth to your rectum, your digestive tract, the highway of life. This will go into your blood, your brain, cross your brain, into your brain, cross the brain barrier, and it'll also go into your cells. And these two together will remove all parasites and all heavy metals. Remember something, let's make this perfectly clear. This is called the harvest period on this planet. This is the 6th go around. This is called the harvest period. Now, do you think that you should do a cleanse every 3 months, every 6 months, every 9 months, every year? Or do you think, or do you even think? Do you even think? Do you even think? Because if you thought, you would say, I need to create the perfect day and just do gentle baby loving steps of things that honor, love, protect, and respect me every day. And then these bastards aren't going to take me down or my family. Why do you have to have the same programming from the medical system when you come into natural? You know, what if you had the perfect day? What if you knew how to love and care for yourself, feed yourself? What if you knew what to drink and how to think properly? They couldn't touch you. Okay, we're created by God Almighty, and we need to start acting like it. If you want to come into natural health and treat it the same way, because guess what? I'm going to tell you, why don't you do your own studying? 95 to 98% of all practitioners will say, yes, what we need to do is we need to do a liver cleanse, we need to do a kidney cleanse, we need to do a lung cleanse, we need to do a lymph cleanse, we need to do a bowel cleanse. Are you like out of your skull? Do you know how exhausting that is? And then the other thing is too, guess what? We just did a 4-week deep cleanse, which kicked the living crap out of you, by the way, because you already had chronic fatigue, and then you opened up the dam, and now you're a damn mess. But you do feel better, but now you're exhausted. Why would we wait until we feel like crap and then do a deep cleanse to feel like crap through it? Why would you go back to your old lifestyle, your same old personality? If you don't want to change your personality, you're never going to change reality. If you don't want to change your belief systems, then guess what? Then you're going to end up being a sewer all your life. Why would you even think of doing what everybody else is doing when it's not working? Oh my God, I do this marvelous cleanse, and it's a 3-week cleanse, and I do it every 3 months, me and my husband. Well, when do you do it? Well, when we start feeling like crap because of the stuff we put in our yap. Well, wouldn't it be great if you could get rid of your addictions? Wouldn't it be great if you could create a loving, caring thing for yourself? But understand this. 1 out of 10,000 people are pulling this off right now. And if you think I'm exaggerating, why don't you go out there? If you think that you love yourself, let me tell you something. I have been I've been doing whole life coach certification since I was 28 years old. Go back and check my history. And understand, I average about 12 to 13 a year. Go figure, right? Now, here's the deal. How many have I done? And I'm going to be 67 years old. And the reality is I know that I love myself that much. My potential is beyond infinite, because a spirit being is beyond love. You may not know this. You know, it's amazing how everybody goes, are you spiritual? I'm not spiritual. I'm a spirit. Spiritual my butt. That's another ism. That's a religion. I'm not spiritual. I am a spirit being having a physical adventure on this life-threatening planet. It is life-threatening, isn't it? Okay, your family threatens your life. Okay, you even threaten your life. Everything's threatening until you understand unconditional love and care for yourself. So it is a threatening planet, let me tell you, but I love it. It's a beautiful adventure when you learn the rules. And guess what? The first rule you learn is don't break the rules. Don't bend the rules. Make your own rules. Because everything is just made up by these psychos. Okay? So the reality is even when it comes to fasting, people don't change the rules. The world has changed so drastically that if you want to go do a water fast, you go right ahead. See how that works. Then go try to do a Docofdetox advanced water fast, and you are going to glide through. You're going to make at least, I don't know, anywhere from 200 to 300% more stem cells. The autophagy is going to kick in way more. You're going to eat up that tumor faster, that scar tissue, that track protein, the plaque in your arteries. You're going to turn your brain around quicker. Let me tell you something right now. Everybody, you know what? You can get my fasting guide, but I would tell you to get my fasting guide and read it. But then I would tell you to get a fasting consultation, which right now is on sale for $115, or even a Perfect Day Consultation. And then you get lifetime support from us. Pretty expensive, eh? We knew that we had to give a price that was ridiculous to people, because people have been taught that they're worth $1.95. That would be $1. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. But you have enough time and you have enough money when it comes to your family and their suffering. But when it comes to you, suffering is the way to the Lord. Who said that? What the heck is wrong with us? Suffering is the way to the Lord. And you know what? I don't suffer when I go to work. I don't suffer to do anything anymore. I just love this guy, okay? And if I don't love this guy, how can I love my family? How can I love the planet, okay? If you don't love yourself unconditionally, then you're judging yourself, which means you're going to judge other people. Good luck with that one. It's going to be a really bumpy road. Now, I'm a little off track, but I'm not, because I like to give this stuff. I like to talk about what's on my mind, because people trigger me. They trigger things in me when they talk to me, right? Look at this lady, got a stent. I told her, if you got on the CIT, the calcium ion therapy, and you would have done the fast, Okay, I'll tell you right now, it would have only taken you 4 to 6 weeks to reverse this. You heard what I just said. But now she's got a stent, okay? Good luck with getting that sucker out, okay? So that's not going to happen. So go ahead, have an action, have something happen to you, and then have a reaction based on fear, and you'll make the most dumbest decisions in your life. And you know what? How many people have made a really dumb decision about this thing? I am going to be lecturing to 300 people in Australia, and I'm going to be telling them how to dismantle this. Even if they've had 2 or 3 of them, we know how to dismantle that out of the body. So there's a lot of people out there that are so-called scientists that are saying, once you have this, you're toast. You're going down, baby. Well, I can tell you that's not true. We have had probably thousands, and I mean at least a couple thousand people come to us where their symptoms were ruining their life, and within 6 weeks to 3 months, they were symptom-free. So your body sends you messages. So, you got to listen to it. Listen to your body. Don't listen to your doctor. Listen to your body. Don't listen to your doctor. Listen to your body. Wait a minute. Are you trying to tell us not to listen to you, Dr. Wolf? You listen to yourself first, and you become your own bloody doctor, and you learn about everything about health, because that's where the wealth is. And if you don't learn about health, you're going to give away your wealth. It's just a big setup. So now let's talk about one of the biggest setups, and that being what they call cancer, and I call stage 4 inflammation. So anyways, I've got right now that I'm assisting personally just 11, I'd like to almost said a dozen, but I have 11 cancer patients that they call cancer, I call stage 4 inflammation, that are on the advanced water fast. And I have them doing things like crushing SON formula, which is the only formula in the world that is an amino acid formula that's 99% absorbed without energy. So you're going to tell me it turns on the digestive tract? Meanwhile, you're getting the best protein in the world, which is amino acids. But most of you think that protein comes from animals. And how many dead animals do you have to eat to cure cancer? I don't know, Dr. Wolf. I'll have to figure that one out. And I'm not trying to say that anybody's dumb. I'm going to tell you that we're programmed in our subconscious. Our subconscious does our thinking, because did you know, don't believe me, go and look at the study. Okay, the majority of the population, which is 9,999 people out of 10,000, are only in the present moment 2%. That's not the V, that's 2%. And that's why most people got the V, because they're only in the present moment 2%. So think about that. And the only way that you could be in the present moment longer and stronger is if you took something like a whole life coach certification. That's right. Yeah, but I don't want to be a doctor. I don't want to be a whole life coach. I don't want to. Well, then you don't want to know about your brain. You don't want to know about your body. Well, no wonder. You're just going to go to the chop shop, baby. They're going to sell you off by the pound, so you better get it. I'm not going to stop talking like this, because guess what? I might piss off 99 people, but 1 out of 100 will actually call me up and say, thank you very much, Dr. Wolf. I am worth it. I am going to unconditionally love myself. I don't know how, but I'm going to figure it out. Well, I'd say dive into my library first. I'd say get a consultation, because they're only $115 with lifetime support. And you get my manual, Perfect Day Manual, which is a 400-page manual, and there's no better health book out there. There isn't. Why don't you challenge me? Why don't any of you practitioners challenge me on this? Let me tell you something. I put my heart and soul into this. And when you put your heart and soul into anything that you do in your life, you stand up for yourself, and you allow the world to challenge you, and you stand inward, because it's an inner standing. You love and you care for yourself, and you hold the line. And if you don't do that, then you will not save or change the lives of your family, your friends, or anybody else. You be proud of yourself, okay? You go inside yourself. You will not make a mistake. You put your hand on your heart. You connect to your lion heart breath, and you stand in your power. And you put a slight smile on, and you walk through your day. That's what I do. I am challenged every day with this big mouth, okay? And it's going to stay here. I got a mouth. I'm going to use it, and I'm going to drop the bombs everywhere I go. These are unconditional love bombs. One law, one love, and that's about you. You got to love you first and foremost. And if you can't do that, you're not loving your family. So take a look at everybody that you know that will not buy into unconditional love and cannot forgive themselves. Or guess what? You need to get to the point you don't need to forgive yourself. That's a bunch of crock too. I need to forgive myself. Well, how long is it going to take? Well, probably a year, probably 2 years. Maybe it's a lifetime. I don't really know. Well, you guess what? It's going to depend on who raised you. That's it. These aren't God's rules. These are rules for fools. Your family are fools. Okay, and you know why they're fools? Because we got fooled. It's not their fault. It's not anybody's fault. And understand, it's not your fault if you hurt someone or hurt yourself, but it's your responsibility to wake up and stop hurting yourself and stop hurting others. Hurt people hurt others. End of story. Sick people have sick beliefs. Healthy people have healthy beliefs. Okay? Rich people have rich beliefs. And guess what? 99 out of 100 people have poverty mentality. Okay? Okay? Money's evil. Money's dirty. Money doesn't grow on trees. Well, guess what? It grows on trees for me. We're just reconnecting. So understand something. Money grows on trees. And guess what? Money grows on trees when you root yourself in to the belief that you are worthy. And when you demand a better life, you'll get a better life. When you understand, okay, that it's all up to you. Nobody's coming to save you. Okay? One sec. Okay? Understand this. Nobody's coming to save you. All right? I'm waiting for Instagram to come back on. Remind me next time to turn off the notifications. They're a real pain in the butt. Instagram is going blink, 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 blink. Well, at least it's working a little bit right now. Okay, so understand something, everyone. You've got to change your life. You've got to take massive personal action. So the last thing I'm going to do is I want to talk about patients that are very ill. Well, because why? Patients that are very ill, where are they? Are they up walking around or are they in bed?
In bed.
So guess what? What's it take to get out of bed?
Energy.
So it takes energy to heal. Wow. Now, how many people know that everybody who's sick has sick thoughts? That doesn't mean you're sick and you need to go and take drugs. That doesn't mean you're sick and you need to have a white straight jacket wrapped around you. It means that you've got sick thoughts that were force-fed into you, that were force-fed into your mom and dad, into your grandparents, into your teachers. Tell me your teachers didn't have sick thoughts. Seriously. Okay, so the reality is this. So when we have sick thoughts, we're going to end up with a sick body. Now, does anybody know that you cannot have any illness, okay, unless you've got mitochondrial damage? Say that. What? I can't have any pain or any dysfunction, whether it's in a joint, in a muscle, in an organ, in the tissue, unless I have mitochondrial damage. So what's mitochondria? Mitochondria are the powerhouse in your cells. What do? They spin 2,500 times per second. Let me see it spin 25 times per second. I see it do that one. They spin 2,500 times per second. Why do they do that? Well, they make ATP. Well, what's ATP? ATP is the energy that I've got right now, baby. And I'm going to have it all day long. Okay? Because I know how to do it. Now, the mitochondria, they're the powerhouse. They make ATP. That ATP gets pushed out through the sodium, potassium pump into the outside of the cell, okay? And what happens is that creates a lightning bolt. That lightning bolt creates a new cell. But if we can't make ATP, and understand, everybody, doesn't matter where the cancer is, stage 4 inflammation, where the cancer is, you've got mitochondrial damage and your ATP are only spinning 300 to 500 times. So now you've got some energy, so you're barely alive. So how are you going to get them to spin? Well, we'll put people on calcium ion therapy, which you have to go into the library because the FDA said that if I put and sell it directly on my store, they'll shut my websites down and they will ruin me. Okay? And I'm not making this up. Okay? So understand that. So you have to go into my library to look at the calcium ion therapy. The strongest one is Merigen. Then there's another one called Dentagen for the jaw and the teeth. Another one for Cardigen for the joints. There's another one called Megagen when you're just on a maintenance program. Okay? All right? And there's another one called Alzagen for the brain. And understand this stuff works. We've got tens of thousands of testimonials all over the world and all the science to choke a horse. So understand that. So now we'll get them taking ion therapy, which what? Pulls all the calcium back into the bones and restores their bones. But we know that the calcium ions, what they do is they will cause what? They will cause 20,000 chemical and hormonal processes per second. Did you get that? Okay, so now when we start taking that, it also decalcifies the mitochondria, and now they can spin 2,500 times again. We broke the wall of calcium and we pulled that away because you got the calcium in your cells because you were terrorized. Now, an inflammatory diet, okay, which is inflammatory foods that you eat, will cause it, but what causes it the most? You being a little terrorist and not even knowing it because you live with terrorists. The whole world is a bunch of terrorists, okay? You don't terrorize yourself. You don't terrorize your family. Oh my God, people try to terrorize me, okay? All right, I'm just a conspiracy theorist that believes that we can heal from anything and that we should have one unconditional love for each other. So guess what? That's going to cause enough trouble that people want to just destroy me. Okay, because guess what? We're supposed to fear something, the invisible guy in the sky, or I don't know, or the eye that's looking at us down the street. But the reality is that we have to remove fear. I have no fear. I have no fear. You think I'm kidding? I have no fear. All right. I've already lost everything and I was still everything. Oh my gosh, there you go. But the reality is I have no fear because I've been attacked on all levels. So go ahead and attack me on the phone or attack me wherever you want. It really doesn't matter because I understand that your beliefs don't match mine. So you feel you have to go to war with me. Well, that's really beautiful. I love you anyway. And you better get that. So when your family goes to war with you, when the media goes to war with you, when the government goes to war with you, it's not a broken system. That's just the system, okay? Oh, the system's broken. The medical system is broken. We have to fix it. No, it's not. It works perfectly. It's doing what it's supposed to do, sell you off by the pound. My God, you're taking petroleum in your mouth. That's the medication. Wake up. Wake up. God, wake up, okay? So the reality is that it doesn't matter. You got to find someone that believes that you can cure yourself from everything and anything. I cannot do anything. Shalou cannot do anything. We can give you empowering strategies, information, the best nutraceuticals in the world, the best tactics on how to go in there and love and care for yourself. But the hardest problem you're ever going to have is to love and care for yourself. Because believe it or not, you're going to say, that's not true, Dr. Wolf. Yeah, it is true. Why don't you just close your eyes and picture yourself unconditionally loving and caring for yourself, never having to forgive yourself every time you make a mistake or you do a sinful thing. And you observe it and you learn instead of burning. Okay, a lot of you, just me saying that, oh my God, I'm not going to hell. If I do that, I'm going to hell. I've got to be punished for everything that I don't get right. Well, let me tell you something. When I was the first part of my life, I was in survival mode all the time. And I was a danger to myself and everyone else. I'm not a danger to anyone else, except maybe I'm testing your beliefs right now. I'm pissing you off. Well, I don't really care. Okay, but I really care for you. You need to get that. I really care for you. I don't care about the beliefs that are limiting you from doing an advanced water fast or from spending enough money or enough time on yourself because you matter. When are you going to matter? When are you going to matter? When are you going to matter? And all the BS out there, and the BS I'm talking about is the stuff that stinks, that word. When are you going to matter? And the BS out there is not going to matter to you anymore. Let them talk about all the wars. Let them talk about all the stuff going on, all the gender stuff. Let them keep talking about it. Okay, the next virus that's coming. Let them just yak, just yawn. Oh, I think I'll go to bed now. I need to get my rest because I'm going to have a beautiful day tomorrow. You can take your stuff and shove it where the light doesn't shine. Okay, so that's it. Or you can buy into this stuff, and then guess what? And that's why you have mitochondrial damage. Because every time that you buy into their BS and you terrorize yourself, because that's what you're doing. They can just sit back and relax now. Look at these morons. We've programmed them so well. They terrorize themselves all day, and they think they love themselves and their family. My God, you call that love? Look at the way he treats her, and she treats him. My God, what a bunch of morons. And that's what they're saying. And you're not morons, but you do act like it. I act like it. And I'm not going to act like it anymore. And I'm going to tell you something. We're going to stand up for each other, aren't we? I hope we are. If you don't want to stand up for me, I'm still going to stand up for you. You watch. I'll be on here, and I'll be doing this until my last breath. Okay? Because I do believe in God Almighty. And I believe that which you believe in God Almighty is just a frequency and a light that is creating a universe that is one big PlayStation. So you better turn that kitty litter back into a sandbox and do your homework. And that homework is called one love, one law, unconditional love for yourself, so that you can teach your family that they can take the chokehold off of their brain and jump off the pain train. You think about that for a little while. Just give it a thought, okay? I wouldn't want to stretch you too much, because what happens, you'll just get a headache, because your subconscious, even if I said something that might have saved your life today, it's still going to give you a headache, because your subconscious can't make the leap. You can only make the leap into something beautiful and something new if you're going to repeat it. Like when you're consciously in the conscious moment, which is only 2%, so hopefully it's right now because I've got your attention. You're going to say, okay, I'm going to write this down. If I repeat that I love myself and care for myself, I'm going to let myself off the hook. Okay, and I'm going to let other people off the hook, and I'm not going to go near low vibrational people, low vibrational food or drink. Okay, I need to put that on a piece of paper, and I need to put it everywhere throughout the house. I need to put it in my office. I need to put it in my car. And no matter when my subconscious wants to take over and say, no, we want you to do this, even though it's killing you, you're just going to go, no, I need to follow the paper, because there was a time was I was in the conscious moment, and I know that I deserve this. Okay, because I'm not myself. You're not yourself until you have all wealth on all levels, financially, emotionally, mentally, physically, all the way around the board. We are spirit beings. You decide if you want to feed your spirit, because that's the most important thing you're ever going to do. So if you never want to spend one nickel with me, one penny with me, doesn't matter. You matter. Okay? You matter. You want to jump in my library? It's free. You want to come on here and listen? It's free. Okay, Shalu's going to be doing all kinds of trainings. If you don't like me, maybe you like her. And guess what? I get it. Why would you like me? There will be some people that like me. He's too much for me. I'll tell you that right now. I'm too much for me. Holy crap. So, you know? All right. We got any questions?
We do. Someone's asking, can you please help with iatrogenic botulism poisoning?
Okay. First of all, Shalu's going to explain that to you. Go ahead, Shalu.
It's all made up. I don't know.
It's all made up.
All
okay,
made up.
So can you ask your phone? Can you do Siri? So we're going to look it up. Now you're going to go, okay, guess what? Right up until now,
poisoning?
I thought Dr. Wolf was a doctor. Now, because he doesn't know what this means, he's a danger. Let me tell you something. Why don't you go and try and pronounce the names of the drugs that they're selling? Why don't you go and try and pronounce the new names of the diseases? Do you know why you can't? Because you're stupid. Well, so am I. I'm stupid. Look at how stupid she is. I can't believe you actually have a clinic. God. Can happen if too much botulinum toxin is injected for cosmetic reasons, such as wrinkles, or medical reasons, such as for migraine headaches. Well, first of all, why'd you inject it? Next thing is, the reality is you're going to have to clap it out. Got the clapper right there? Next thing is you're going to have to drink a lot of, well, you know what? Whoever asked this question, if you want to call me later today, 469-861-9454. But the reality is here, is this person doesn't understand the basic rules of vitality. And either does 9,999 people out of 10,000, and they're not stupid, they're programmed. So you better get that. You are not stupid, you're not a moron. Okay, and medical doctors are not geniuses, okay? They are drug dealing, okay? Surgeons and physicians, yes or no? And a lot of people would not be alive if it wasn't for them, because they do emergency care. So if you're into healthcare, why are you going to an emergency doctor? They'll make you into one. That's all I want to say. So the reality is here, okay, that you need to understand is, guess what? I don't want you to believe me either. Why don't you just use logic? Why don't you just do some homework? Why don't you do some research? Why don't you shut off Netflix, Amazon Prime? Why don't you shut off Apple TV? Why don't you shut off Crave? Oh my God. You know what? All they want to do is entertain you, okay, to your death. Okay? That's all they want to do.
Be distracted.
Yeah, well, we're going to rise up and we're going to come together, aren't we? We're going to become a family. Do you want to turn that off? So we have the music playing, and now we've got a commercial. See? Look at, we got music playing on YouTube, and so now they just bring on a commercial, because we need that commercial. And remember something, we've all been commercialized. Okay, all right. So, what was I going to say? What was I saying?
Another question?
Do you notice that sometimes I just want to say so much, and I'm so excited to be here with you, everyone. I really mean that, okay? I am so excited. The more that I stand in my power, okay, which I know I look like a nutbag to a lot of people, the better I feel. So you know what? I don't need any drugs. I've got dopamine, my own dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins that I'm feeding to myself right now. Because guess what? I have this illusion that I'm amazing and that I love my life and that I love you. And the reality is I actually gotten to a point that you can say anything you want about me and it doesn't have to be good at all. And I love you anyway. And that's how crazy things are when you repeat them. If you repeat something long enough and strong enough, you actually believe your own BS. Right? So you got to watch it. You know, I'm unworthy. Okay, she doesn't love me. You know, I could never do this. I can't do that. I've never been good at this. I'm dying. Oh, Mr. Wolf, you better go home and get your affairs in order. You better shut your mouth. Okay? You know, because what they're doing is they're telling you that for a person your age and your weight and with this condition, you've got so long to live. So why don't you just change your personality and then you'll change your reality? Why don't you just do that? They just think that you're going to go home and buy into their bullshit, okay? And you're going to make yourself into a stat, okay? Stat, emergency. No, you're not going to do that. You're going to go, no, I'm going home and I'm going to clean out the cupboards. I'm going to clean out the fridge. But first, I'm going to clean out my landmine, okay? And understand that that which is called God has always loved me and never judged me. And I'm definitely not going to do it anymore to myself. And I'm not going to let this mother sucker, okay, judge me and tell me when my time is up, because I will decide, me and God will. And right now I'm changing the program. So if you change your personality, you're going to change your reality, and you're going to turn back the hands of time. Okay.
There's a question here that says, Dr. Wolf, can you please explain weight according to height for women and men? The recommendations have changed even for children.
Well, you have to understand something. You need an inner standing, not an understanding, because we should never stand under anyone. Do you understand? Do you understand? No, I understand. Okay? And I'm not listening to you anymore. So the reality is this. Why do you even... Here's the deal. What if we could get to a point that we don't even talk about what they tell us? What if we could get to a point that we don't talk about what they tell us? Wait a minute. What if we could get to a point that we don't talk about what they tell us? Wait a minute. I won't do it again, I promise. Listen, it's all repetition. And understand this, okay? So I want you to know that being overweight and growing pounds and pounds of fat cells, because you have to store the inflammation and the infection that you created on an emotional level first before a physical level, okay? They just want you to be very comfortable because, listen, baby, you're just big, you're just bold, you're just beautiful, and you've got high blood pressure, diabetes, and every time you use the toilet, it smells like something died to crawl out of your butt. So the reality is they just want you to be comfortable on your way out of town because you're going down, because your immune system's going down, because you're pooping in your pelvis. Your large intestine is 85% of your immune system, minimum. Your good bacteria, and if you didn't notice, they're after our bacteria, okay? Like they're terrorists after our bacteria. I mean, think about it. We had a V going on that almost took the world down, but you do know that there's no such thing as a global crisis. You know, whenever they talk about a global crisis, there's no such thing. They're just lying. There's no global crisis. Give me one that was a global crisis and was a real global crisis. World War I, World War II. Well, that was actually done by Bayer aspirin, okay? So the next time you have a headache and you take Bayer aspirin, know that they're the ones that made those containment centers, okay? They're the ones that have created 80 to 90% of all the medical care that you get in hospitals, and they did that in Nazi Germany. Just know that, okay? So the reality is here is that we really need to just come together and forget they exist. I don't deal with anything about government. Okay, I don't even deal anything with government with financing. I got two Puerto Rican corporations. I pay no tax, and I can say it right on here. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? They can't do anything because the same system that these elites use to pay no tax. That's what I do. And there's only 8 people in North America that can pull this off. And this guy, a beautiful guy, his name is Dr. Ben. He did it for Shalou. He did it for me. He does it for everyone that we want it for because he's a humanitarian. The reality is, when are you going to think outside the box? No, you need to pay all these taxes. No, you need to take these drugs. No, you need to go home and get your affairs in order because you're going, baby. You're going down. What? Are you kidding? And then how easy is it to train a human being to become a medical doctor, to become a terrorist? Now, all of these people are beautiful. They have children, they have families, but the reality is they have strategies that are actually harming people because the medical system is the 3rd leading cause of death in North America. I didn't say that. The medical journal, actually, it's in the medical journal. There's something to brag about, eh? So the reality is this: why couldn't you just mind your own business? And the person who said that, you're absolutely right. And at least you're awake that you know that they said that now for this age, you can have 20 more pounds. How many people know that obesity was 10 pounds overweight? That means that 98% of the population is overweight and in a dangerous situation at 10 pounds overweight. They changed it 25 years ago to 40 pounds overweight. Pretty soon it'll be 60 pounds overweight because guess what? You go to the beach and go back to 1970, look at a beach, and now we got beached whales. And you might think that I'm poking on them, but guess what? Maybe I need to poke a little bit. Maybe I need to irritate a little bit because guess what's going to happen? In the next 10 years, okay, well right now, okay, people like me and Shalou, we're the minority. I want you to think about that. Healthy people are the minority. So completely healthy people, okay, without any problems or any condition, are you ready for this? 2 to 4%. 2 to 4%. Right now in North America have no illness. Okay, right now I've got a little tightness right here. But you will never hear of me with a disease. You'll never hear about me on drugs. You'll never hear that I've got in bed with a flu or a cold, because a flu and a cold is just your body's natural detoxification because you don't know how to love yourself. And that's the truth. And I don't want to get into it right now because it would take me 15 minutes to explain it. But understand something. Nobody can prove that I'm wrong. Nobody's going to come up against me because guess what? Oh, no, I ain't going to say it. It's been said enough. Any other questions?
Right here. It's
just know this, that my advanced water fast, I was doing water fasting when I was 22 years old. And right now I'll be 67. So put it together, 45 years of fasting. And I can tell you this, that 20 years ago when I got rid of the water fast and we started bringing in nutraceuticals that do not turn on the digestive tract and bypass the Krebs cycle, we were able to show people how they could go and do the most amazing healing of their life. You know, Jesus used to do a 40-day one. People can't even do a 4-hour one because they're so toxic. And the reality is now we need to change the rules because of these fools. So if we could use high vibrational nutraceuticals to lock down the toxins so you don't have to experience the poisoning all the way through to your anus, your nose, your ears, your mouth, your vagina, then that's what we do when we use the black diamond and when we use the black gold for the ultimate coffee enema. And if we can use C60 and just put a little bit, like a half a teaspoon under your tongue and hold it there for 5 minutes, it's completely water and broken down. It's 270 times stronger in vitamin C. If we can use the calcium ion therapy, which is the only true calcium therapy in the world that can turn around every autoimmune disease, and that's science. So go ahead into my calcium ion therapy in my library and then prove that I'm wrong. Guess what? You'll just walk away pissed off if you're trying to prove me wrong because it's not going to work. But good luck with that. You go do that. And then for all you women, I invented vaginal infusion years ago, where women were having all types of complications, and women are losing their babies now, bladder infections, endometriosis, cysts, infertility, don't come to us if you don't want to get pregnant. Don't come to us if you don't want to get pregnant, because you will get pregnant. If you've got infertility and you think that, oh, that's great, then you don't want to come to us. Just leave that scar tissue in there, because we're going to show you how to do a vaginal infusion that can heal any pelvic problem with a woman. Any pelvic problem. And especially if you come and take our pelvic restoration 3-day masterclass, which we'll be doing here
June 28th, 29th, and 30th.
She's amazing. I don't even know what day it is right now. But the reality is I think you should know why. Because people say, Daryl, go over there, go over here, do this, do that. I just want to do it. I don't want to have to think about it. Anyway, so a week from this coming Monday, I start the Whole Life Coach course. We have 2 spots left. If you want to crack the coconut and change your life forever, I guarantee you by the 3rd day, you will be totally blown away. And you'll go, now I know I can stand. I can have an inner standing, and I can stand up for myself and fall in love with myself, and nobody's ever going to tell me that I can't again. Okay? We're going to teach you about how you don't have to pay taxes. Guys, you're not avoiding taxes if you work with us. Okay? You're just doing what all the upper people in government in Canada, United States do, or throughout the world. You can live anywhere in the world, everybody. I don't want you to call me about this right now, but because we're going to set a whole program up for everyone, because we have what we call health, wealth, abundance, and we want the whole world to share in that. But I promise you that you'll never be called by your revenue tax agency anywhere in the world, no matter where you come from, because this is the same system they use, because they have to do things legally or else we can attack them. Go watch my Rockefeller report, okay? And then you'll understand it all. Okay, you've been set up, and you were set up thousands of years ago. No way, thousands of years ago? Yeah, really. Okay, so understand, you can have it all, but you got to think outside the box, and you got to stop being scared. And understand, you know, so if I'm still walking around here in the next few days, you know that I'm not doing anything illegal. You know, when Marketplace came after me and said I killed 3 people and I ripped people off, you know, Marketplace is only 60 miles from here. Am I right?
Yeah.
Well, they know where I am. I'm on live. They know the lectures I'm doing. You know, they spent almost $250,000 coming after me. You do know that, right? Okay. And the reality is we're still here and we're still ripping people off. Okay. Right. So the reality is this. What I'm trying to teach you is not to feel for me, but to feel for you, and to understand, to stand up for who you are. No matter what your family, what your friends think, love yourself anyway. Care for yourself. If your family doesn't want to let you off the hook about something, then don't worry about it. Let yourself off the hook. Take a look at all the things in your life, and take a look at what's on the back burner in your subconscious that's kind of niggling, eating away at you. That's the cancer, the corruption, the contamination, the conflict. Any other questions?
Well, people are asking, who's the lady beside you? And if she's the one that owned a restaurant in Calgary. No, I'm Shalu Prasad. I own the Simran Kettle. And yes, I took a stand through COVID and I kept my restaurant open. But thanks to all the lockdowns, I had time to take Daryl's course and learn from him. And so I've become a New World Practitioner as of June 2021.
She's a master trainer now.
A master, yes.
And understand something. You started with me the first course how long ago?
Coming up to 2 years.
So all I'm going to say is, for all you so-called naturopathic doctors who went to school for 4 years and did all that training, and all you other doctors and medical doctors, you know what? Why don't you just hand over the people that you can't look after to this beautiful lady, and then you promise not to, if you can't help them and do more for them, you promise not to charge them?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Okay. So let me make this perfectly clear that anybody who takes my courses, whether they came for a whole life coach course and they're going to do emotional, nutritional consultations, okay, and teach people how to do the Perfect Day protocol, that is only a 9-day course. But when you're done, you will have all the protocols. You were made to believe that you had to do all these things, go into terrible debt, go to school for years. God created a program that any human being that was willing could learn. And then we have a course called Wolf Non-Surgical. That is the most powerful body work. We can help you remove your fibroids, your scar tissue from surgery. All you women that are suffering with cesareans, you know what? Let me tell you something. You're going through hell. And if you come for one treatment and you don't say this word, oh my God, I'm free. Okay? All right? If you don't do that. If you come for one treatment because of a shoulder problem, elbow problem, knee problem, ankle problem, I actually will refund the money for any practitioner. And we've got a few thousand now. Because this year alone, not this year, but in the last 2 years, we have 700 new practitioners.
Wow.
700. So understand something. We are becoming an army of New World practitioners where it's all about unconditional love and care for ourselves so we can teach that. And just think, all anybody ever had to do was teach you how to have the perfect day of loving and caring for yourself one day, and then you repeated it because it's all repetition. And because you live in your subconscious, because understand your subconscious is 90% of your brain. There's a reason for that. Everything that runs automatically runs by the subconscious, not the conscious mind. So understand this, that every prominent dominant thought, okay, runs by the subconscious. So what if you had and really worked hard and came to a whole life coach certification and you got the strategies and you knew how to go in and remaster your brain and only put unconditional programs in there of love and caring for yourself? How often would you hurt yourself? How often would you hurt your family? And how much of their BS would you listen to? Boom. Boom. That's it. Because now you could be in your subconscious, kind of unconscious, but if you only had belief systems that loved and cared for you, how much harm would you do to yourself? If you had a program where when you were hungry, you did this, this, and this, but you never did that anymore, how would that feel? How would that feel? How would it feel if before, when he said this, you did that, but now he says this and you do this? I love you anyway. If that's what you want to say or do, you go right ahead and do it, sweetheart. I love you anyway. And what about you not feeling guilty anymore, going and because now you don't have to visit that relative that makes you feel like shit. Okay, and then it takes you 2 to 3 days to get love back for yourself because they knock you down all the time. You love them anyway. But now you don't feel guilty about not visiting. And now you don't call them because you want to build the gap so that they stop thinking about you so they can start thinking about another relative or a different friend that they can beat up. Because you understand something, you're just getting in the way of their program. There's nothing wrong with you, sweetheart. There's nothing wrong with you. Okay, and you're getting in the way of the government, you're getting in the way of the medical system, you're getting in the way of all these systems. So you know what, if you're going to put yourself in the middle of the road and there's a car coming down the road at 90 miles an hour, what do you think's going to happen? You're going to get run over. So what are you doing? What are you doing? Go find your own path. The BraveHeart path is unconditionally loving yourself and going, don't care. I'm just going to do what I want to do. Let them have a tantrum. That's not going to go down. I mean, you know what? An advanced water fast is you understand letting things go. You know what? You can believe this or not believe this. But when you do our high vibrational nutraceuticals on an advanced water fast, you know, the vibration comes so high that you're going to rewire your brain whether you even work on it or not. Is that true?
Absolutely.
Is there any more questions?
Lucy's asking, how do you change your personality?
Well, how do you change your personality? Well, the reality is I just told you that, and it's not going to be good. You can read all the books you want. How many people do you know have said, I've read every book, and yeah, they got a lot of information, but they haven't been able to change it. I don't know, Shalou. What changed your personality, Shalou?
Self-love.
Yeah, but what changed it?
Me. Just a little bit every day. My thoughts.
You came to the course. Do you actually believe that if you didn't take the whole life course?
Oh,
that...
of course, yes. No.
It
was going to the course that
Now you may think I'm being arrogant, and it sounds like it, but there's nobody like me. No. There's no course like me on the planet. And you can believe it or not believe it. This is not a Tony Robbins thing, and I'm not putting Tony Robbins down. He has actually infected and affected more people with success than I have. But my courses are smaller. I don't do 10,000, okay? We do 12 to 22 people, no more in my course. And by the third day, does everybody crack their coconut open by the third day? Does everybody, you know everybody that's been in the berry courses, do they go back to the old way? Very few, right?
Very few. Well, again, it's how strong is that belief in your mind and what you're worth, right? Like at some point, I got tired of trying to be the best daughter, trying to be the best mother, trying to be the best wife. And I got to a point when I said, when do I get to live for me? Because I was dying for everyone else. And that all changed when I went to the course, and Daryl showed me how to actually love myself, how to fill my own heart. And it makes all the difference in the world.
Haters hate. Haters hate. Today I can't see it, so I don't want to see it. I actually have TikTok on, and I'm allowing TikTok to actually talk. So you see how I blocked it? Mm-hmm. So we can't see what's coming through on TikTok, because I have people even on TikTok up until 2 months ago, and they'd come on there and tell me to go, you know what, myself, okay? Or they'd say you're a murderer because they saw the marketplace thing, right? You know, you have to understand, when you believe that people are hating you, they're not hating you. They hate parts of their life. You have to have compassion, not pity for them. Never have pity for anyone. That creates a victim world. I'll have compassion for someone, but I don't suffer for them. I will never suffer for anybody. When you suffer for people, you make yourself sick. I don't know. Shalou, you're really good at it. Why don't you explain about it, how it works?
Well, you know, you're just never enough. There's never enough time. There's never enough anything, because you're just trying to fill everyone else, and you're depleted and you're exhausted by the end of the day. And again, when you can fill your own heart, well then, you know, you're just overflowing with it, and you're able to share, and it's so much better. So much better.
Yeah, I'll be here for another, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Right? So every day for 3 weeks, we'll be on just shooting the breeze. And if we've offended anyone, please don't come back on again and upset yourself, okay? Because I'm not changing. If anything, I'm going to become more ridiculous. Have I become more ridiculous as you've known me?
I think you're pretty infectious, because I'm becoming more ridiculous, but I've never laughed so much. I've never been more enthusiastic or excited about my life. And honestly, everyone around me, my family, where before there was conflicts, now we all just laugh because we see the ridiculousness in the old belief systems that we were carrying that was causing all the conflict. And we've let it go, and we're having a whole bunch of fun.
I do a lecture tonight, don't I?
No, tomorrow night.
It's tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night.
Okay, Lori, I'm going to get her. Okay. All right, so tomorrow night I do a lecture, so
Yeah.
I'll be on at what time? 6 o'clock?
6 o'clock, yeah.
6 o'clock I'll be on tomorrow night, Eastern Standard Time, if you'd like to join us. But we'll be back here tomorrow morning, won't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah, tomorrow's the celebration for the fasting. And understand something, go and get my fasting guide. Now, guys, just so you know, I'm going to be resending it out to everybody who has an email. I'll be resending it out in 5 weeks. It's a masterpiece, okay? And my Perfect Day Guide, there's not a health book on the planet. There isn't. Why don't you go, and my phone number is 469-861-9454. Write that down and go through the book when you get it. If you decide to get a consultation right now is on sale, $115, big deal. That's lifetime support that comes with that. That even means if the master coach you get, which a lot of our master coaches have been with us for years, but if they leave, you'll have me, and you'll have a new master coach. We'll assign you with someone else. That's $115. Do you get this? Do you know how much is left after I pay the dial pad and I pay the coach? The reality is this. Okay, the only way that I can get, the only way that I can get what I need is to feel like every day that we're breaking away from these psychos. I need to infect as many people as possible so that we can become a BraveHeart nation. I need to infect everyone. Phone number again, guys, 469-861-9454. Shalou will put it up. Now, you can call that direct. That's a USA phone number because I'm moving to Puerto Rico. It's about a 95% chance. Puerto Rico is my new home. We'll be opening up a beautiful clinic there, and we'll have a school there. We have been approved as a university now, so you can get your Indigenous doctorate, which Shalou just got. And you can also get your Doctorate of Natural Medicine through us. That's right. And you can also get, if you own a Cell Sonic and you work with it and you do every patient from A to Z and you write a thesis, you can get your doctorate in biophysics. Now, there will be people on here going, we need to stop him. Well, go ahead and try. Now, listen to me. I get it. You're upset. You know, you spent hundreds of thousands of dollars. You went to school for years. But understand something. I have the only school when somebody takes my courses, they give a money-back guarantee. This isn't because this is a marketing technique. We're trying to tell people, okay, that we've been ruled, schooled, and fooled, and so have all the other people that have gone to school for years and are still paying off their tuition and all of that crap 10 years later. I'm telling you, don't be upset. Don't be upset just because you did it. But when's it going to end? When's it going to end? I don't really care. I'm going to do whatever I can do for everybody that believes that they're unworthy. Everybody believes they can't afford it. Everybody believes they're too stupid for it. That's going to stop. I have no other desire than to do that, to teach people that guess what? You are beautiful. You are a genius. You go out and you find your passion and you bloody well do it. And if I can hack it and take a shortcut, I'm going to do there. But we don't take shortcuts, do we? We don't take shortcuts. We just get rid of, the lies. We get rid of the deceit, okay? You don't have to kill yourself to become this. You just have to love yourself to become this. You just have to believe in yourself to become this. Listen, you're going to need me to believe in me, to love me, to hold the line. Because if I don't, then guess what? There's a lot of people that are not going to make it. We all need someone to follow till we become our own leader. And understand, you need to learn from me, and then you need to leave me, and then you need to go find someone else that does better than me or will give you that challenge you need. You don't want to follow anyone. You come and you take from me, and then you make it better. I want you to call me up and go, Dr. Wolf, your book was good, but I've got a better one. And then I'll say, will you share it with me? That's what I want. That's what I want. Let me tell you something. Anything I can do, you can do better. And do I say this?
Absolutely.
Do I challenge every one of my practitioners? Do I challenge them to learn and break away from me?
Yep.
You got to do that. Okay? I am not a big nipple. Okay. Listen, you've got everything that it takes, sweetheart, inside you. And I mean sweetheart to all the guys too, because you better find your feminine self so you don't destroy the world. That would be really cool. Okay? I think we got to go.
Yes, we have a client coming.
We have a client coming in about 12 minutes. And yeah, and I got to be on my good behavior.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's really busy. So if you want to call me, you can call me at Lotus Life Wellness, 705-828-2257, because you know I got a direct link to him anyway. So it's all
right.
good.
That's right. And I need all the help I can get. People even say that, Dr. Wolf, you need help. Yes. All right. God bless all of you. And I mean that.
Have a beautiful
But you've
day.
already been blessed. You just don't know it. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.